PA of the Market Center. Thank you all for coming. I'm very excited to be here. So, getting paid in Command. Can I get a show of hands how many people have actually logged into their Command system? Oh, yes, I'm very impressed. Thank you so much for at least looking at it. Because, as you know, our dot loop system will be going away as of September 15th. Yeah, and so we are transitioning to DocuSign. DocuSign will now be your e-signing program system that you'll be able to use going forward. But we're going to start with Command. I'm going to ask that we hold questions. I'm going to take pauses along the way so that you can ask me as we go through. So then in today's class, we're actually going to log into Command. We're going to create a contact. We're going to do an overview of opportunities. And then we're actually going to create an opportunity.
If someone's wanting to log in to watch this, where should they?
So we're live streaming right now on our YouTube channel, which is Keller Williams Peachtree Road.
KW Peachtree Road.
KW Peachtree Road. So before we jump into everything, let's look at what an overview of Command is and what it's going to be in this.
A few years ago, we gathered all the smartest people we knew, agents, market centers and regional leaders, technologists, data scientists, and asked them some big questions. What does it look like when technology is simple, smarter, and more human? How can we ensure agents stay at the center of the transaction where their clients want them? How do we accomplish this while eliminating the cost? It's called Command, and it's going to change the way we do business. Start by adding contacts directly, or through a simple voice command with Kelly. All calls, texts, notes, and any other customized fields are synced automatically across all platforms. When you add a new contact to Command, a neighborhood is automatically associated with their address. That way you can share the most pertinent information, such as migration patterns or median home price. Marketing materials have evolved from one-to-many to one-to-one, providing value at the home and neighborhood level for everyone in your database. And with Command, your business is not restricted by IDX. Wherever your clients are, there you are. Another challenge agents identified was the complexity added to the transaction by piecing together different systems connected by spreadsheets. We solved this by ensuring Command aggregated offers, documents, and communications with your client and broker, all in one place. Get a quick overview of your listings, appointments, contracts, closed deals, revenue projections, and customized reporting. Command shines a light on your business, so you're never left in the dark. Housed within the Command dashboard is Lead Accelerator, an intelligent marketing tool. It leads through ROI and AI-optimized ad campaigns across Facebook, Instagram, Google AdWords, Twitter, and an ever-growing list of channels in seconds. And campaigns aren't limited to the digital space. Quickly set up and deploy a modern print marketing campaign to specific homes identified based on your criteria. That means brand awareness grows and leads flow faster with far less spend. And if you think you have to be a computer scientist to take advantage, rest assured, because Command was built hand in hand with agents. It's designed to be used by agents, by you. Simple, smart, human. Command puts you in control of your database, your business, and your future. It's time to take command.
So what Command is it's an end-to-end platform, meaning that there are no more dead links between the consumer, your business, and learning and an education. So before we actually jump into Command, how many people are on Safari right now? So Command is actually optimized best in Chrome. So if you have Chrome, I'm going to ask that you move over to Chrome and use Command and log into Command through there.
You'll see a lot less bugs.
Yeah, a lot less bugs, a lot less hiccups. Okay. Jumping right into it, how do we log into command? We go to agent.kw.com, and you're going to use your KW credentials to log into your command system. If you don't remember what your password is, there is a forget password button at the bottom where you can reset your password to log in. Along the way, you're probably going to need help and have a lot of questions about command. So, in the upper right corner of command, there's a question mark button that you can click on. Right here at the top right. What it'll allow you to do is go to chat with support. And then there's also Keller Williams University, which has tons of videos available to you. And then we actually have a Market Center command trainer in the room, and he is trained on all things command. And I'm going to introduce him right now. That's going to be Chris Yates for our Market Center. You and me both, Chris. So Chris, can you tell everybody how you would like them to contact you if they need help?
I'll write my information up on the board. I'll give you my cell and my email. Texting is best. I'm a realtor. I don't want to talk on my phone any longer than I have to, so if you have a question, you can always text me. Especially if I don't know your phone number, I'll probably just get voicemail. And it's chris.yates@kw.com. And 404-234-1760. 4.
We can go ahead and put that on the YouTube channel, Chris.
It may already be.
And then last but not least, our training program was developed by a Hutch Marone, who is the technology coordinator for the entire Rawls Group. And he has now started a YouTube channel as well to help with videos, to help with command. So let's take a quick look. Yeah.
I am a KW agent out of Atlanta. I'm with the Rawls Group. We have 6 market centers, and I currently serve as the kind of the head of all the training stuff around command. I do this with a ton of support from leadership, staff, and agents, and it has been working out fantastic. We've made some revisions. We've been doing this for months now, since the beginning of 2019. We've learned a lot along the way. This here is the YouTube channel. It's just one of the mediums we're using to communicate about command to the agents. It is a grouping of how-to videos. They go in an order, basically setting a foundation and then helping you move forward in command from there. I encourage you to watch each video and then go and actually do and repeat the steps that you learned in the videos before, I discourage binge watching, I guess. But as I said, we have kind of scaled our solution, so we're scalable to different size market centers at this point. There's workshops and other ways that we know that people learn, and we have resources available for all those different types of learning, including one-on-one support through my solution desk hours. The reason I was passionate about this position when it came up is I do see Zillow and Redfin as a threat, and I wanted to get on board as soon as possible with supporting agents and future-proofing their business. And I really see a future real estate industry dominated by tech-enabled, culture-driven KW agents. So I sincerely hope this helps to that end.
Now that you know about all of your help resources, jump into Command and let's create a contact. So you're going to click on the people icon in the top left, on the left-hand side, and we're simply going to say add contact. If your contacts have already been imported into your system, wonderful. If you need help with them being imported into your system, we have Scott Leroy. Scott Leroy will import your database for you. All you have to do is send him an email, and that's support@scottleroy.com. So, to add a contact, we're going to enter a name. Name is yours. And then an email address. You then have the option of adding a phone number and a couple of different tags, should you choose to. And then say add more information. So then you can actually add additional contact information, which would include their primary method of contact, their address. The address will come in handy when you're trying to create their landing page. So I do highly recommend that you add their address in at the same time if you can. But really, first step is just adding a name and phone number. And then we're going to hit create. Okay, so now that your contact is in there for the first time, we can then go to opportunities, which is on the left-hand side. It's the little hands icon. So what Opportunities is it's a place to help associates streamline their entire transactions from lead to close. Everything in one place in Opportunities, so you'll know exactly where each deal stands while gaining insight and understanding the road ahead. There are 3 main parts to Opportunities, and one of them is the phases, and that is...
Hey, Erin?
Yep.
Sorry to interrupt. Really quickly, if you have a free set seat next to you, can you please raise your hand? Perfect. Thank you. Thanks, guys. One more time, if you've got a free seat next to you, please raise your hand high.
Okay. Are we good, Car? Okay.
And one more time, just to make sure you're awake. Hands in the air if you got a free seat. Thanks, guys.
Okay. So there are 3 main parts of Opportunities. There's the phases, which are not customizable. They are major milestones of the transaction. Okay, Chris, can I get your help on this one?
Just click on click on the word says culture right there.
Cultivate.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to click on
These are the
cultivate.
stages of where a client might be, so you can cultivate, it's appointments, you can go to active and under contract, so that's
Yeah.
basically what it is.
That's basically what phases are.
Right.
But then within each phase, we have stages. Stages are customizable, but can be used without customization. So within the cultivate phase, you have 3 stages called watch, nurture, and hot. You can customize these as needed, and you can actually add checklists in this further, should you choose to.
Yeah, these are the default. These are default.
People, okay.
These are default
These
settings
are
right here.
default settings where you will add people to either cultivate, appointment, active, and when you put them in the phases, what happens next are the stages and tasks within each one of these. These are the 3 set stages that are in there, but you can add more stages if you want to move move somebody through the cultivate stage. So if you were to say, hey, me and Alexis just met, I'm going to add Alexis Werner to my contacts. I'm going to put her in cultivate.
I'm a hot lead.
Are you a hot lead?
I'm a hot lead.
Okay, how did we meet?
We had drinks.
Okay.
slow.
I'm going to say we met at an open house. So me and Alexis met at an open house, and depending on where I feel like open house leads would go for me, I might put her in watch, nurture, or hot.
So this is like pipeline.
Exactly. This is your pipeline.
After you,
in there.
Real quick though, remember there's a difference between a contact and a lead in the MREA book. All this is based on the MREA guidelines. So there's a difference between a contact and a lead. A lead is somebody you've had back and forth conversation with. A contact is just a name. So until you have back and forth, you can't really go here.
what did you go to after you hit create opportunity? Because I never saw that timeline.
Okay, so when you hit, I never hit create opportunity yet.
Oh, you never
I
hit
did not.
Okay.
No. All we have hit is opportunities, the hands on the left-hand side,
Oh, okay.
and then the dashboard for opportunities is what you see.
Okay.
So you then see cultivate all the different phases.
No, mine doesn't.
Did you change yours on it?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
You hit the wrong hand.
Sorry.
Thank you.
You can drag and drop too. So let's say you put somebody from an open house on Monday into the watch group, and then you talk to them, and they say, "Hey, yes, I would like to meet with you." And then you can just, click on their name and drag it over to nurture, and put them in the middle. And then if they say, "Hey, I'm ready to go look at houses," after you met with them and talked to them, you can move over into hot, or you can drag them into appointment. So you can drag and drop them wherever you want.
Yeah. Terrence hit the nail on the head. He's going exactly where we were going.
Very well said.
Yeah. So by adding a contact, when we actually create an opportunity, you're adding that contact that you just put into your database, and then you'll have the ability to add them to a different phase, and you'll be able to drag and drop their information into each stage underneath.
So say you just want to skip over to under contract, you haven't added them and cultivate it, you can just do that if you want to. You don't have to
you
go
can
through all
move,
the
you
same.
can move them straight to active, and I'll tell you why it's that one.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and create an well, let me ask, does anybody have any questions so far about phases, stages, checklists? Okay, let's go ahead and create an opportunity. So I'm going to create an opportunity for the first time just by clicking on the create opportunity button, top right. And then I'm going to select my market center. You will all see Atlanta Peachtree Road as your only market center. And then if you're on a team, this is already ready to go for teams. So then you can select your team name if you're on one. And then the opportunity type. So click that, yeah. You either have a listing, buyer, landlord, tenant. So we're gonna use the buyer one for this. I am the owner as Gloria Lopez. And then client name, we start typing it in and it will automatically pull that information from our database.
But you can't add, like if it's not in there, I can't say add one, it has to already be in the contacts.
It does.
Okay.
That's why setting up your contacts is important. At some point down the road, you will be able to add a contact straight from here.
Okay.
But really for right now, we want you to add your database in.
Got it.
Okay? And so what that does is it automatically creates the opportunity name as the last name of the buyer and then the transaction type. Yep. And then you can add more information from here. You can add custom tags, an estimated close date, a time frame, their budget, your expected commission rate, and then here at the bottom we have the opportunity phase. So click on the opportunity phase.
Erin, is there a way under the...
No. Sorry, hang on 1 second. So opportunity phase, again, we talked about it. Cultivate appointment active. You can't move them straight to under contract just quite yet. So if you wanted to get them straight to under contract, just select active, as that's the closest to it. And then the opportunity stages within each one of those phases is on the right hand side. So for this one, we'll put her in cultivate and watch. And we'll hit create opportunity. Sorry, Stacy.
That's fine. Okay, so if you're on a team and it has teams already programmed in there, how come under owner it wouldn't have our name? It has.
It would have your rainmaker, correct?
So,
It
yeah.
would have your team.
So the loop or whatever this is comes in under them, and it would never come under the.
Well, it's in yours, but the rainmaker technically owns the team. So all the team transactions go under the rainmaker.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Katie.
If you're co-listing with someone else, does it only happen once for the entire transaction, or does every person involved in it have one?
Let's get into co-listing a little down the road when we get to the commission phase. So that's a great question. So I put this contact into the cultivate watch. These are all the details of that contact I just added into opportunities. And we'll go back to the hands, which is the dashboard. And we'll see in the buyers, I now have a new person in cultivate. So go ahead and click on that. And like Terrence was saying earlier, I can drag and drop this person from each one of the stages, but not only that, I can drag and drop them into each of the phases. So I'm then going to put this person as active. And when I click on active, she's now in there in the very first phase or stage. I'm gonna do this. Yeah. Yay. Yes, Brandy.
Go back 1 sec. So the person that
Right. Hang on, guys. I can't hear her.
the person that you created.
I created them. Yes.
Okay, so then you went back to.
So when I create an opportunity, when I click on create opportunity at the bottom, click on create opportunity for me. We're not going to create it. At the bottom, you have the opportunity phase and the opportunity stage.
Yes.
So what phase did you put your person in?
I think it was active.
So then they would be under the active tab. Are we good? Okay. So from here, if this person is now active and I wanted to move them through to negotiations now. I now know that Kayla is an active buyer who is in negotiations, meaning we're ready to make offers. So if you click on the buyer name,
Everybody knows that.
yeah. Of course.
It's Jenna's fault.
Usually is.
Alright, I'm just gonna jump back. Try it one more time. There it is. Okay. So I've clicked on the buyer's name and it's now giving me the general information, the details, right? And then at the top, you'll then see Documents tab next to that. So what we have done is added our compliance checklist in here. Thank you. Thank you.
Well.
What that means is that you will no longer have to guess what we need. We have told you what we need, and there is an add file button right next to each thing.
So we can drag and drop like we used to do that.
Don't drag and drop, you have to add.
Yeah.
Yeah, add file.
Different.
Yes. We actually labeled the different file types as well. And underneath each file, sorry guys, sorry, hang on. Under each file, we've told you whether it's conditionally required or if it is actually required. Because in certain cases, you're not going to give us that form. And then in other cases, yes, it will be required. Go ahead, Terrence.
So let's say we have a listing right now.
Uh-huh.
And for whatever reason, I've marketed the crap out of it, but it's not under contract yet.
Sure.
It's not going to close until after September 15th. Do I need to make sure that I do all of this now
Yes.
if I want to get paid
Yes.
when it goes under contract?
Yes.
It closes September 16th.
That's fine, yeah. So what we're gonna do is anything closing after, sorry guys, I need your attention on this one. Anything closing after September 15th will be required to be through opportunities. I need the documents in here.
So can I take everything from .loop and just upload it into here?
You can.
I thought they were switching it over.
They will be switching it over for us at an undetermined time as of right now. Will you still have access to your .loop account? Absolutely. It just turns into a free account like what your clients get after September 15th. So you will not be able to add any more documents after September 15th.
Unless you buy the paid.
Unless you pay for it.
Unless you buy the paid version, which if you choose to do that, that is totally up to you. You can do that.
But we're still
Yeah,
using
to
download
get paid,
stuff.
you're going to have to upload it into this.
Exactly. This is going to be our free usable system moving forward. So, yes. But whatever works best for you, I want you to use it.
So we only have a few in here now, like all the GAR forms, everything's gonna go in here.
That's correct.
It's just not.
It's just not there quite yet. But yes,
So
that is true.
Is this DocuSign with, that gives us technically, if you click on it, we're gonna get there?
I promise. We're going to talk about DocuSign at an undetermined time. We do not have a time frame of when all of those documents will be moved over.
With that being said, would you recommend us moving all of our document stuff over? Is it fairly easy to?
I'm going to give you a company name. API Nation is a company that will download all of your .loop transactions and move it into a Google Drive for you. That's called API Nations, and I'll send all their information out after the class. But what they're willing to do is move it into a Google Drive for you.
For free?
I don't have that information with me.
Probably not.
Whatever it is, yeah, we'll figure that out. Hey, Carnell, I'm so sorry. What was your question?
I just couldn't see it.
Oh, come on, move closer. I gotta see right here.
So after the 15th, you can still download from download. We just can't. I mean, I know we can't have it. You can still download your stuff. To
You will have a free account through .loop after the 15th. You just can't upload anything new.
Right.
Right, and yeah, with the free account, you won't have access to any of the templates. I mean,
that's fine.
Yeah.
Just if we want to new stuff on our end.
Exactly. Okay. So, let's keep going. So let's say I'm going to add a file to this. So on the left-hand side, that's it, right? Sorry. Oops. Sorry. On the left-hand side under the documents, you'll see under contract closed consultation. Is this the listing? Did we do a listing or a buyer?
Buyer.
Yeah,
Mine says listing too.
Yeah. Okay, no problem. So if it just says listing documents right now, it just means that they are working on that and they're changing it to buyer documents. But we have the consultation on the bottom, which they are in the process of moving to the top, because what's in consultation is
Buyer
brokerage agreement, which is the very first thing you should be having signed anyway. So once you add your buyer brokerage agreement, so go ahead and add a file. We can add a file drag and drop the file, or you can browse it from your computer.
So question.
Sure.
So let's say we go ahead and do this on our own and we move some stuff over.
Mhm.
Then you're saying that you guys or somebody is going to move it over for us. Will there be duplicates, or will they see that it's already been done, or what do you suggest?
That's a wonderful question. And I think we're going to find out in the very, very near future come September 1st.
So sit tight, or
I would say sit tight as
with it,
far as,
or
I mean, I don't think they're going to allow duplicates. If you've labeled your loops correctly, right, then I think the system will be able to read the loops in the new system. However, are there a bunch of unnamed archived loops in the system? Yeah, there are. And I think those are the ones that they're going to have the most trouble with. Yeah. So we're going to drag and drop a file. Go ahead and upload it from the computer. So we've selected a PDF and we're going to hit assign. So now that you've assigned a document to this type, you can then hit submit to MC. Are you sure you want to submit this for review? You'll say submit. So once you've submitted a document for review, you cannot change it, but you have the ability to replace it. Yeah. So if you were to click on it again, you'll see a replace button, a version history, and a print. You have the option to replace it if you accidentally uploaded the wrong document.
If you replace it, what happens to the one that you replaced?
It just kind of moves down in the system. It goes away, but it'll be in the version history. If
So
that
it's like
makes
where
sense.
archive, unarchived, you can go in there and.
Are you able to edit? Like, let's say you have a change or something in the buyer brokerage agreement, you just need to go in and like change or replace.
You have to change the actual form. And this is where we're only adding documents, so this isn't the forms part of it quite yet, but we're jumping into that next. Yeah, Chris.
I would make sure. Also understand that you have to, you can't, like in Dotloop, we used to be able to upload the whole thing at one time. You need to do it
Thank you. Yeah.
one document at a time. And that's for compliance.
Right.
That way they can, the compliance folks can see it in one document, as opposed to one big giant folder. You have to upload the buyer brokerage, then upload the first sale, and upload your special sale. Everything has to go one at a time, so it gets to compliance the right way.
Right. So each one of these is a separate file that you'll have to upload separately. Makes sense? One at a time.
But you can submit them all at the same time.
Yeah, you can submit them all at the same time. You can submit one by one. So that's fine.
So DocuSign won't be a repository. We use .loop pretty much as a repository of documents now. DocuSign will just be a signing tool, and because you're going to put it in command. You guys are going to review from command, not from DocuSign.
We are reviewing from command, but I like where your head's at, and we're going there right now. So we're going to go to start a transaction. How many people saw my email last week and signed up for their DocuSign account? You can do that right now. It's a live account. Takes 2 minutes. If you already have a DocuSign account that is free, then it can be transferred to this system. If you are paying for a DocuSign account, you will need to create a new account with a new email address.
So does that one mine doesn't say start a transaction?
Correct. If you have not done your DocuSign account yet, if you've not registered for a DocuSign account, you will not be able to click on start a transaction.
It won't even be there.
Yeah, it won't even be there.
I've signed up, but mine's not showing.
Okay. So you might need to go to settings.
You need to have this as one account for the team or individually?
I would say individually.
Okay.
Because I think it'll still be able to recognize you as a team. That's a great question. I'm going to confirm it, but I'm pretty sure. Because each one is a different email address. DocuSign is.
Sharon, do you know when you sent that email?
Friday the 23rd.
If you just search
at
Aaron
4:09. Yeah, if you just search Aaron DocuSign, it'll show up.
DocuSign email, and it's the step-by-step process on how to register for your DocuSign account. Okay, but we're going to keep moving forward, and we're going to start a transaction. It might be blocked. Yeah, pop up. So what happens for the first time is it's going to ask me to log in to my DocuSign account.
And Erin, if you've already been like with other agents co-oping, like if you already have a DocuSign account, it's going to be different than the one that you've sent us to register with.
Correct. Yeah, if you're paying for a DocuSign account, unfortunately at this time that DocuSign account will not work with this system.
Same with us. Maybe refresh again. Everybody's, yeah.
Everybody's, okay. So,
Fun time.
no problem. Good news is, DocuSign is your go-to for support when you have issues like this. They do call you back pretty quickly. I had to do it this morning, and they called me back within 10 minutes, I think, and were able to fix that for me, the issue I had earlier. But, let's see. I'm going to explain to you what DocuSign is to the best of my ability.
I think something's going on.
Yeah, I think something's going on right now too with it. So, right now, in .loop, transactions live in loops, yes. So in DocuSign, transactions will live in rooms. Yep, it's called a room. And so what you're going to do is pretty much the same thing. You're going to be able to upload documents and pull documents straight from there into a room. You're going to be able to fill them out and then send them out to clients for e-signing. And that's what DocuSign is for. It's an e-signing program, and it'll house the transactions. JD, back to your question, there will be a button that you will be able to take all the documents from that room and just put them straight into Command.
Oh, but
What?
okay, so you're submitting them to the office one by one by one.
Correct.
So we
But you
can't
can bring
submit
them
it.
all in mass.
Correct.
So we can't submit it as a whole. Like if we download an offer and we just want to submit it, we can't do that. Like as a PDF.
You can't do the multiple
No,
documents.
can't do
Okay.
the multiple documents thing. It
Okay.
does need to be individualized documents for compliance reasons. But you'll be able to have the button in DocuSign
Yeah.
rooms that will
Okay.
take the room and put those documents into your Command.
Okay, I'm just thinking of like if you send a PDF, an offer PDF to another agent, and they send it back as
Yeah.
a PDF.
It'll still be in that room.
Okay.
You're using the room like you would the loop. When you sent it out, it still came back into the same loop, right?
Well, not to another agent if you're waiting for them to get it signed.
Well, that's one of the benefits from a DocuSign perspective, is that everything, whether it's a PDF or not, will still live in that room.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Sorry,
But
Adit.
if I'm the listing agent, I get a full binding contract with purchase and sell, loan docs, lead-based paint,
Sure.
blah, blah, blah. I have to now separate each one into purchase and sell, conventional loan, lead-based paint, condo, blah, blah,
At
blah.
this time, yeah. For compliance purposes, yeah.
So where's
And
the-
that might
where's
not be the
time?
case forever. I don't have the time frame on it, but it's just the way that we've set it up so far, but that might be good for consideration going forward, allowing an entire package or individual. Go ahead, Alexis.
So in .loop, there was a button that was called split document. Does DocuSign have the same capability?
I
Do you know?
believe so.
Okay, just out of curiosity, because that makes it really easy. It's not as bad as it sounds, that we're gonna have to be like printing it out and then separating it and scanning it back in.
Right.
So it'll just be split.
Right, and we're gonna try and prevent that from as much as possible. I mean, we're
Right,
not
I
trying to
mean-
create more work for you.
Well, for sure. And I'm thinking, just trying to think out loud, like it's probably in there
Right.
as a capability.
Exactly. Exactly.
DocuSign's always been way more user-friendly than .loop ever could be.
It seems DocuSign has been more intuitive from what I understand than .loop has been in our past. And with the DocuSign, you can then, when you're sending it out, it's called an envelope instead of a send. And when you send an envelope out, you assign clients in the order that you want them to sign. So not everybody will be able to sign at the same time.
I was able to log in my DocuSign, but it's not connected.
Wait, you saying a DocuSign you can't do that?
Sorry?
Are you saying a DocuSign you won't be able to have people sign at the same time?
No, you'll arrange the order of which they'll sign.
So that's different from the regular DocuSign program. Because in the regular DocuSign program,
So you can have them all signed. Okay, so I believe then if the regular sign DocuSign, then you should be able to do both.
Yeah.
They just pushed that as a new feature. That was really nice.
So you're saying that I'm working with a buyer, you're my buyer, I send it to you, once you sign it,
You can assign that it be automatically sent to the other side after it's signed by me. Yeah, you can do an arrangement instead of it always having to go back to you, which I think is the feature that they were trying to push.
That's actually really cool.
Sorry, go ahead.
You added a document. You went and dragged it in.
I did.
Were those on your desktop?
They were. Those were straight in my computer documents that I uploaded in DocuSign. We will have GAR forms at some undetermined date yet. They're working, GAR and DocuSign are working together to get the forms all straight into DocuSign. But as of right now, you have the GAR forms through .loop, you have the GAR forms through RDocs, and you have them straight on, I believe, the GAR website. Yeah, and eSign. So you have plenty of places to go grab those forms.
And you can also create folders like you have AOA DocuSign or
right.
So
just appraisals where you can create a folder for that. Then it's just for you to throw that in.
So just to clarify,
yes.
Right now, if you want to generate documents, your options are to either use FMLS eDocs or whatever, or stay on .loop. You can't generate them. If I'm writing an offer, I can't write it from DocuSign.
Correct. At this moment, in exact time, yes.
At what moment will that not be the case?
I don't have that data. I do not have that data.
We're being told right now, possibly October.
Okay. Eddie.
Just a small request. Is it possible, or and I maybe don't get it done, so apologies. The pay and close, can that be, do we already have that with the blanks so that we don't have to enter the blanks?
Oh, sure. Oh. Yeah, you're asking for fillable forms.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But right now, basically the pay and close.
It's not a fillable form. Yeah, we can change that today. Sure.
5 minutes.
Okay, so let's jump back to command. Do I have any other questions about DocuSign? I apologize for not being able to show it to you right now, but go ahead and register for your account.
It won't even send me.
Can we reach back out for that email for the DocuSign?
For the DocuSign? Sure, absolutely. I'd be happy to send it out. I'll send it out to the entire Market Center again today.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so one of the main reasons you were only able to add a person up to the active stage is because of the offers tab. So when you receive an offer, you are adding that here, whether it be on the listing or the buying side. By adding an offer here, go ahead and click on it. We called it the initial offer, and you're adding all the details of this. Because what's happening next is when you add the details of the offer, you see this commission, how it's grayed out right now. That will open up as soon as you have the offer in there.
An offer or an accepted contract?
An accepted contract. Excuse me, you're right.
Wait.
Go ahead.
I think it is all offers. Yeah, because you're supposed to be able to
you're right.
compare them later.
I'm sorry.
It's all
It is all the offers, so it doesn't matter whether they're accepted or not. When the commissions tab opens, you'll be able to see what your potential commission would be on each individual offer, and then the one that's finally accepted, you will be able to hit submit on.
And that's instead of a green sheet, or am I jumping the gun?
Jumping the gun, but it will be, yes.
So I just like to see the.
Yeah, sure. So go ahead and enter the address of this offer. And as you can see, it'll automatically try and pull an address. You're gonna next add the parties. So buyer name, seller, and their email addresses if you have them. If not, again, only the names are required. And then the associate's name of their representation.
So that's where it would be if somebody's on the team. The team
If
members.
you're co-oping, I think this went back to Katie Stable's question. If you're co-oping with somebody else in the office, this is where you'll be able to add them.
Co-listing.
Or co-listing. I think there was a co-listing button earlier. Chris, do you know about that one?
I think it was back.
I think it's when you first enter the listing that there's a co-listing button. But no, this is really on each side of the transaction. And then you'll enter the terms of the transaction, cash, finance, sales price, etc., etc., etc. So just go and throw in.
Erin.
Yes.
You know, sometimes in .loop, if you have your client's email the loop for signatures. Is it? And sometimes they transfer onto the documents. The email address does. Is that something that is being corrected through this way, through the new system, or like email addresses and phone numbers going to show up?
Autofills.
Yes.
Should be on there.
I'll have to take it out.
So I think eventually, yes, they will autofill in the DocuSign.
But it won't show up on an actual like contract. So like the
Well,
other
no, if
parties
you're-
could see it.
yeah.
So we have to go in and take it out manually.
Like now.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're on the agent analysis page, and this is where you just write pros and cons about this offer and a summary.
We have to.
It'd be like multiple offer situations because eventually you're going to be able to have all the offers.
Sorry guys, hang on one second. Alexis, can you say this a little louder?
Oh, sure. I can
Why
tell
is that offer analysis page kind of important?
So offer analysis, the reason you want to fill that out is in multiple offer situations. Eventually you'll have the ability to pull all those offers together and have a really neat little list that compares with columns and send it to your client with your notes at the bottom so that you don't have to like, here's offer number 1, here's offer number 2. Like they can actually see a spreadsheet kind of version of it and what you think about it at the bottom.
Very cool.
Does it also kind of tell you, like percentage-wise, what, can they analyze and say, well, this has a 90% chance of
Yes.
closing,
Yes.
this one has a 60%?
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah.
But that's against all of command. It analyzes against everybody who's doing multiple situations.
I mean, it's essentially.
As opposed to
It can be
like
helpful for a seller though,
Yeah.
to
It's
kind
all
of
the
understand.
Yeah.
I don't know how local centric it is.
Gotcha.
Yet.
It may, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Eventually,
The whole
that's
point of
where it's
this
gonna go.
platform is to start putting all of that information in here so that it can read documents on a more local level eventually and be able to tell you that. So I now have my offer timeline. It's in here. I have everybody, all the parties acknowledged and all of the details in there. If this offer is what I would like, and I'm going to go binding with, this is the accept button. So once I accept it, the commissions tab opens. And in this commission tab, you can tell by the sales price that I entered and the units, commission, payments, everything is auto-populated in here. But here's the cool feature. Your cap will then be automatically updated to real-time data. So you won't ever have to ask, where am I in my cap? You'll know right away. This will also give you great ideas of projected timelines for everything that you're closing. So you'll know exactly the transaction you're supposed to cap on. You'll know exactly how much income you're supposed to receive from every transaction. Yeah.
I don't use one now, but if I did have a third-party transaction company, are they being privy to all of this? Because obviously I have to.
They will be, yes. So you will have the ability to add one assistant role in each command profile. So in your profile, you'll have the option of adding an assistant. That's where you'll be able to add your virtual assistant person.
So like my question is like if I had the church folk do it,
Yes.
they're
Yes.
going to be
Yeah.
trained, etc.
Right, exactly. The answer is yes.
Okay.
And they're your virtual virtual assistant. Yeah. So, if everything looks good on the summary at the top right, it'll tell you how much royalty, company dollar, how much you're paid to the agent, who the agents are getting paid on the transaction. You'll then be able to submit to the office. However, at this time, this button is not live. So therefore, we are still using green sheets.
Will we be able to do KW Cares and all of that here?
You will. So at the bottom of this, as you go through it, you have deductions automatically in there, and you'll be able to add more.
And what about Peachtree Road Cares?
Peachtree Road Cares will be in there as well. But like I said, as of right now, this is not a live system. I'm previewing it for you. So we are continuing to do green sheets until they tell us the estimated date of this turning on. So as of right now, compliance has to be in the system by when?
September 15th.
September 15th, yes, September 15th needs to start going into here for compliance reason. That means all of the documents are going in here. You're still gonna need to do the green sheet, just like normal. Yeah,
We
Courtney.
have like an itemized like homework list of everything that we have to do from now until September 15th.
Absolutely, yeah.
Sorry, it's the D coming out.
Totally fine. We'll
If
work
I'm
on it.
going to take it, I'm going to call .loop, anyone that's considering, because my only unknown is those forms that you can generate and create, going to an individual account, will that be maintained? Or are you just going to get an individual .loop signature account? Does that make sense? All of our templates that are all GAR form templates that reside right now,
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that, and I will find out.
So let me ask you something. What's to stop you from just downloading that template and uploading it into DocuSign?
And uploading it what?
Into DocuSign, into your new DocuSign account. You can download any template that you have in .loop right now, and then turn around and upload it as a PDF in your DocuSign account.
Yeah, once you've connected that thing on the widget, you have an account with DocuSign. So you can use it, you just can't. It just won't interact.
He's talking about GAR forms. Yes, that we don't have.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to find out is if you stay on the $10 a month .loop account, will the interactive GAR forms remain, or are we
Yes.
just getting a
They probably will, because you're attached to a board and you're attached to Georgia Association of Realtors, which is the only two things that they're really looking at.
Honestly, that's the only advantage right now for me staying on .loop at $10 a month, is that I don't have to go into eDocs and create an offer and then upload it to DocuSign and get it signed and then take it back over into Command and all.
Here you go. The only disadvantage, and I'm just going to tell you, is that the September 15th date is when our privacy agreement ends with .loop.
And who owns .loop?
Zillow.
So that's what the deal is.
That's
On
the main
16th,
concern.
all your data is going to be mine.
Yeah.
Even the
No, I
past, even past data.
Everything you have with your with .loop will be mine.
Not past
Not
data. No. Not past data.
Honestly, every
Anything
time your
created after
listing
September
closes on Zillow, they already have your data because it was listed on Zillow. So there's really no, they got our data. They got our data anyway. As long as we continue to populate our listings on Zillow, they have our closed data. They know how much it closed, and pictures, and they know how long it closed. So
Now that you have the advantages and disadvantages, again, the whole point is you have to use what you're comfortable with. If you want to do the .loop account, that's totally fine. Totally good with that. Documents will just ultimately need to end up in Command at this point. Cool. All right.
We can have a follow-up class.
Yes. So we actually have a series of these classes 1 through 4 that Chris has all of this knowledge about. And because we're doing it through the Rawls group, each office will be teaching a different class on the same day, or different days. So if you miss the one class here, Command Class 1 here, but you see that it's available at Buckhead, by all means, go over to Buckhead and take that one class.
It's all going to be staggered, so you can kind of.
And this is the one. This is the first.
This is the third.
This is actually the third. We're jumping ahead because we've been talking about adding your contacts in for a while.
And this is going to be the biggest. I sat through the class yesterday with Hutch, and it was the most encompassing by far, I thought.
Yeah.
Because he kind of went into social platforms and everything like that, so it was a lot of information.
Right. I am not going into social platforms today, but what I advise that you do is just take a few minutes and look through all of these different icons on the left-hand side.
Utilize KW Connect.
On the YouTube page.
Or the YouTube page.
This has
Right.
been live, does that mean we can go back when we're watching, right?
Exactly.
What was the,
Sorry, Rusty, real quick.
I didn't hear anything about client source. Is there a field for client source?
Yes, in your command database, when you're first entering the contact, you can select where they were sourced from. There is that, and then you also have the ability to add tags. So, When you're adding a tag, it'll make them more searchable, easier if you have specific things that you're looking for.
The example that Hutch uses is like you have a bunch of clients that are Falcons fans, and you tag the contact group with Falcons fan. So every time there's a big win, hey, great job. You can only get the people that are tagged Falcons fan, not source where you got this from.
What did you say? The support?
Scott Leroy. Scott Leroy.
Yeah.
Support@scottleroy.com.
Or if you actually, I think they just changed their website. It's scottleroymarketing.com/support.
No, where are you putting email in?
Oh, to email them is support@scott.
Send out an email to the office.
Yeah.
LEROY.
Sorry, Jenna?
If you're on a team on commissions, is it going to show? Will you be able to like split the commission?
Yes. That is the goal. Cinnamon.
What did you say about the checklist of things we should tap down by and when?
Scott Leroy.
So as of right now, just making sure everybody knows that for compliance reasons, documents will need to go into command September 15th. As of right now, that's really the only thing that we have. Green sheets, you're still going to keep doing just like normal. As soon as we have a date on that, we'll update you when we will move to the next field and go to offers and commissions and be exclusively using those. So you saw the 3 handouts I gave you are a listing checklist, a buyer checklist, and then some homework after the fact.
Can you do that stuff?
You need one? So these were examples that were given to us on how you might want to set up your phases and stages. Anybody else? Okay. So these, again, examples on how to set up that listing checklist, buying checklist, and then some homework after the fact. And using an accountability partner to keep you on track with what's happening in command at a daily pace. It changes every day. They're constantly fixing bugs. Just so you know, Tuesdays are Tech Tuesdays over at Keller Williams International. Meaning if you're running into issues or something has changed, it's probably because they did an update on a Tuesday.
And they are also running live streams daily at 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. on KW Connect.
So how do you get to connect from command?
Ooh.
They're all connected. This is an end-to-end platform. So at the top left, you see a connect button. You can click on connect.
Nothing happens on ours.
And then there's the connect.com button on the right-hand side, but also a feed of everybody talking about what's going on.
I don't think everybody's connected.
No? Okay.
Oh, wait.
Yep, if you just refresh.
Refresh?
There we go.
Yeah?
Here it is, yeah.
Terrence?
For those who are on Facebook and want to learn more about Command, there's a couple of Facebook groups called KW Command. So if you just type that into your search and look it up, you can join it. Julia Hurley or somebody, she's one of the admins, and she's sending out videos and talking about how to use Command. So if you get stuck, I mean, there's a lot of resources out there that you can go to figure out how to use this platform.
There's a couple of 66-day command things to do that are great.
Yeah.
Definitely go to KW Connect. And the one man yesterday was three steps to start command.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It was super simple. It took an hour live stream. And you could ask questions. It was all live right in front of you.
And you can find the schedule of the live streams after you log into command. You have to be logged in. And then under resources, connect live. And they will show you the schedule.
So every day.
Every day. And I am running the command trainings in training room 2 every day. So if you're in the market center and you want to watch the trainings, we'll be running them in training room 2.
Okay. So did I answer all of your questions or concerns to the best of my abilities today?
Yes.
Yes.
Great.
5 stars.
Thanks, Aaron. Yeah, no problem. Is there anything that we could have done better or that you need more information